The grand chandelier sparkled overhead, scattering light across the gilded walls of the banquet hall. Tables were draped in ivory silk, flowers scented the air, and waiters floated past with trays of champagne and hors d'oeuvres. Serena stood near the center, a vision of grace in her pastel gown, smiling politely at every guest. Perfect. Everyone thinks I'm calm, composed, elegant. Little do they know I'm internally screaming in panic. She took a deep breath, ready to play the part of the ideal fiancé. The groom, Henry, stood beside her, beaming with pride. His parents nodded approvingly at the couple, utterly convinced that this union was flawless. Flawless? Sure. If ignoring the fact that I actually like his brother counts as flawless. Serena's inner voice let out a mental scream. Help! I don't even like him. I like his brother. Why did I agree to this engagement? What is wrong with me? The problem? Her family, and apparently Henry's, could now hear her thoughts. Gasps filled the air. Henry froze, his smile faltering. His mother clutched her pearls, eyes wide. What did you just say? Serena's face turned crimson. It's not what it sounded like. Not what it sounded like. Too late. It sounded exactly like that. Henry's younger brother, Lucas, who had just approached to offer a congratulatory handshake, blinked in surprise. Serena's heart skipped a beat as he raised an eyebrow. Oh no. He heard it too. Perfect. Just perfect. Serena, Henry said cautiously. Care to explain? Serena smiled nervously, lifting her hands. Of course. I was thinking about, abort. Abort. Don't try to explain this. Her parents, meanwhile, were frozen with a mixture of shock and amusement. She said she likes his brother? Her father whispered to her mother, a small chuckle escaping. Great. Now my parents are laughing. At me. My dignity is gone. Lucas, trying to suppress a grin, stepped closer. Wait. Did you just say you like me? His voice was teasing, but Serena could hear the surprise beneath it. I didn't mean for anyone to hear. This is a nightmare wrapped in silk and served with caviar. Serena raised her hands helplessly. No. Yes. I'm not. Oh, forget it. This is a disaster. Guests began whispering, some giggling, some staring in horror. Aunt Margaret clutched her fan dramatically. Scandal. I knew something was off with this match. Off? Off. My entire life is off. And now everyone knows. Henry's face turned red, a mix of embarrassment and anger. Serena. How could you say that here? I didn't mean to. Serena exclaimed, her smile faltering. My thoughts. They escaped magically? Magically? Oh sure, just blame it on magic. That always works. Lucas chuckled, shaking his head. Well, that makes this engagement very interesting. Serena groaned inwardly. Interesting? That's one way to describe public humiliation, I suppose. Her mother gently patted her arm. Serena, maybe honesty isn't such a bad thing? Honesty? More like catastrophic honesty in front of dozens of people. The banquet had barely begun, yet chaos had already erupted. Forks clattered, whispers swirled, and Serena's mind raced faster than her feet could possibly carry her to safety. One thing was clear. This engagement was no longer the picture-perfect event everyone had expected. Oh great. I survived high school panic attacks, math panic attacks, and now, an engagement panic attack. Someone get me a fainting couch. And with that, the perfect engagement banquet became the first chapter in a comedy of errors Serena had no idea how to navigate. Except with humor, quick thinking, and maybe a little chaos. The chatter in the banquet hall had escalated from polite whispers to full-blown murmurs. Serena's mental slip had spread faster than the hors d'oeuvres. Guests exchanged glances, parents muttered under their breaths, and a few bold cousins openly chuckled at the spectacle. Perfect. Everyone is judging me. And not the polite, smiling kind of judgment, the loud, whispered, "What is happening?" kind. Henry, the fiancé, stood stiffly beside her, trying to maintain dignity, though his jaw was tight with barely contained irritation. Serena. You can't just say things like that. I didn't mean it. Serena protested, hands flailing slightly as she attempted to salvage her composure. Salvage? My composure? My composure evaporated faster than champagne in this hall. Her mother, ever the diplomat, stepped in first. Everyone, please. It's just a misunderstanding. Misunderstanding? That inner thought wasn't exactly subtle. Her father shot Serena a look, equal parts amusement and exasperation. Darling, maybe next time, keep your thoughts to yourself, Max, who had somehow managed to sneak in from the service entrance, whispered conspiratorially to Lucas, Henry's brother. She totally likes you. I heard everything. Classic Serena panic. Serena groaned internally. Max. Now even he knows. My humiliation is officially public property. Lucas, however, only grinned, clearly entertained. Well, he said quietly, leaning toward her, you didn't exactly hide it well. Entertained? My secret torment is entertaining? Universe, I demand a recount. Henry's parents looked horrified, clutching each other's hands. Our son's fiancé. Like someone else? Henry's mother whispered, her voice quivering. I. Serena started, but words failed her. Her brain short-circuited. Failed. Yep, officially failed at social survival. The gossip had already spread to nearby tables. Aunt Margaret, in dramatic fashion, wailed, Scandal. My niece's engagement is doomed. Doomed? It's only been 15 minutes. One of Serena's cousins, ever the instigator, nudged another and whispered, Imagine the wedding cake if this keeps going. They both stifled laughter, which only amplified Serena's panic. Trying to regain control, Serena stepped onto a small platform where the MC had been announcing the banquet schedule. Ladies and gentlemen, she began, voice trembling. Please. I didn't mean what you think I meant. Trembling? Oh yes, very convincing. You're calming everyone, clearly. The crowd's reactions varied. Some gasped, some laughed, and a few held their mouths in shock. Henry's face was a mix of disbelief and mortification. Lucas leaned toward her again, whispering with a mischievous glint in his eye, This is going to be the most memorable engagement party ever. Memorable? Yes. For all the wrong reasons. By the end of the evening, chaos had subsided slightly, but the damage was done. Conversations buzzed around the hall. Did she really like his brother? I can't believe she said that. And this engagement is going to be interesting. Serena slumped into a chair, exhausted and mortified. Interesting. They keep saying interesting. I think they mean catastrophic. This is catastrophic. Her mother reached over, patting her hand gently. At least it's over. Mostly. And maybe, just maybe, honesty will help you sort things out. Honesty? Sure. If honesty involves public embarrassment, family drama, and the possibility of lifelong gossip. Lucas, ever the opportunist, smirked from across the room. So, care to explain to me later? Privately. Serena groaned. Privately? Universe, why do you hate me? And so the engagement banquet, meant to celebrate love and union, ended as a mix of comedy, chaos, and scandal. The perfect storm for Serena's life to take a hilariously unexpected turn. The morning after the engagement banquet, Serena dreaded the inevitable family discussions. The whispers, the sideways glances, and the gentle ribbing had already begun, and she could sense that her thought leak had become the talk of both families. I can feel it. Every glance is a subtle accusation. Every smirk is a reminder that my secret love life is now public property. Her mother greeted her at breakfast, smiling but clearly amused. Serena, dear, perhaps you can explain yourself to Henry's mother today. I'm sure she's very curious. Explain myself? I can barely explain algebra without panicking. How am I supposed to explain my feelings for a man I'm not supposed to like? Henry's mother, Mrs. Wilcox, appeared at the kitchen doorway, her expression polite but probing. Serena, darling, about last night. Serena froze. About last night? Oh no. Here it comes. The interrogation hour. I wasn't trying to say anything aloud, she started, waving her hands helplessly. Wave your hands more. Maybe they'll understand this is just panic. Mrs. Wilcox pursed her lips. Of course, dear. But you did say something quite intriguing. Before Serena could respond, Max popped his head in, smirking. She likes Lucas. That's what happened. Max. Universe, I formally protest. Serena groaned, burying her face in her hands. Yes, I like him. But no, it's not what it seemed. And, ugh, forget it. Forget it? Forget it. My dignity has officially left the building. Lucas, standing by the doorway, chuckled softly. You really don't know how to lie, do you? Lie? Oh, I can lie. Just not when my thoughts escape at random. I mean, Serena stammered. I wasn't trying to. Henry appeared, brow furrowed. Serena, are you serious? Serious? If by serious you mean panicking publicly, then yes. 100% serious. I do care for you, Henry. But, Serena struggled for the right words, her internal panic spilling slightly. But what? Universe, help me finish the sentence without catastrophe. But I also have feelings for Lucas. Silence fell. Mrs. Wilcox blinked, Henry's jaw tightened, and Max smirked, clearly enjoying the show. Oh, wonderful. Perfect silence. My favorite kind of torture. Lucas, still composed but clearly amused, stepped forward. Well, that explains a lot. And now we're both in an awkward position. Awkward? Yes. Perfectly, catastrophically awkward. Henry's mother sighed, pinching the bridge of her nose. Serena, dear, these things are complicated. But honesty, at least, clarity, is important. Clarity? I gave everyone clarity, all right. Too much clarity. Henry remained silent, the tension thick. We need to talk later, he said flatly, then walked away. Serena exhaled, collapsing into a chair. This day is already worse than the banquet. Worse? Universe, it can't get worse than this. Can it? Max, leaning casually against the counter, grinned. Oh, it can. Trust me. But it'll be hilarious too. And so the stage was set. Awkward conversations, romantic tension, and family chaos. The perfect mix for Serena's life to spiral hilariously out of control. The next evening, Serena found herself pacing the garden outside the Wilcox mansion, trying to calm her racing thoughts. The air was cool, scented with blooming roses, but nothing could soothe the chaos swirling in her mind. Calm down. Serena. Just talk to Lucas. Privately. Carefully. Like a normal human. Not like a hysterical disaster machine. Lucas appeared from behind a rose arbor, hands in his pockets, a faint smile playing on his lips. Mind if I join you? He asked casually, though his eyes twinkled with amusement. Amusement? Universe, why does he look amused when my life is imploding? Serena swallowed nervously. Sure. I mean, yes. Please. Yes? That sounded confident. Internally? Panic, panic, panic. Lucas leaned against the railing, studying her expression. So, about last night. Your little thought leak. Thought leak? Universe, I officially hate you. That's the nicest way to describe public humiliation. Serena buried her face in her hands. It's not what it looked like. I didn't mean. Lucas chuckled softly. Relax. Honestly, I'm flattered. And entertained. But also surprised. Flattered? Entertained? Surprised? This is catastrophic and somehow nice? Confusing emotions. I didn't plan to like you. It just happened. I thought I could control it, but apparently, my thoughts have a mind of their own. Serena's voice trembled slightly. Control it? I can barely control my lunch choices without panicking. Now my romantic life is exposed. Lucas stepped closer, still smiling. Well, at least you're honest now. That counts for something, doesn't it? Honest. Counts something. Universe. Maybe this isn't total disaster. Serena peeked at him, unsure if he was teasing or serious. I really like you, Lucas. I just didn't want to hurt Henry or my family. Lucas sighed. I get it. It's complicated. But I like you too. And I think we can figure this out. Figure this out? Did he just say he likes me back? My brain is short-circuiting. Serena blinked. You do. Lucas nodded. Yes. But we need to be careful. Your engagement, the families. It's not simple. Not simple? Understatement of the century. They both laughed nervously, the tension easing slightly. For the first time, Serena felt a spark of hope amid the chaos. Hope. A dangerous emotion in my current situation, but welcome nonetheless. Lucas's grin widened. Just promise me one thing. No more accidental thought leaks. Serena groaned. I can't make any promises. But I'll try. Try. That's all the universe demands, for now. As they walked back toward the mansion, shoulder to shoulder, Serena realized that despite the comedic disasters, public embarrassment, and family chaos, a small but powerful truth had emerged. Honesty, even messy and imperfect, could lead to connection, and maybe even happiness. Connection? Happiness? Who knew panic and public scandal could result in something positive? The night air felt lighter, the roses smelled sweeter, and for the first time in days, Serena felt a flicker of control in her otherwise chaotic life. The following afternoon, Serena found herself alone in the Wilcox garden again, mentally preparing for the delicate mission ahead, confessing her feelings to Lucas without causing further chaos. Okay, Serena. Step 1. Breathe. Step 2. Don't panic. Step 3. Actually say the words without fainting or tripping. You can do this. She spotted Lucas sitting on a stone bench, casually flipping through a book. His relaxed posture contrasted sharply with her mental turmoil. Calm, composed, perfect. Why does he always look like he has it together? Universe, it's not fair. Hey, she said, forcing her voice steady. Mind if I sit? Lucas looked up, eyes twinkling. Not at all. Okay. Step 4. Don't say something that makes you sound insane. Serena took a deep breath. Lucas, about my, feelings. Feelings. Why did I choose the most terrifying word in the English language? Before she could continue, a group of Henry's cousins appeared, laughing and carrying trays of finger foods. Oh, there you are. We were looking for you, one called, oblivious to the tension. Perfect. Interruptions. Exactly what I needed. Serena waved awkwardly. Hi, yes. I'll just, come back later. Lucas leaned closer, whispering. Ignore them. Go ahead. Ignore them? I can barely ignore my own inner thoughts, let alone a crowd of cousins. Finally, the group wandered off, still giggling among themselves. Serena's cheeks burned. Okay, now, I can say it. Say it. Or die trying. Maybe both. She stepped closer to Lucas. I really like you. I wasn't supposed to. I mean, I know I'm engaged to Henry, but my feelings, they're for you. Lucas stared for a heartbeat, then a slow grin spread across his face. I was hoping you'd say that. I like you too, Serena. I'm hearing him correctly, right? Universe, pinch me before I faint. Serena laughed nervously. So, what do we do now? Lucas shrugged, still grinning. Carefully. We can't just announce this to everyone. Especially Henry. But we can figure it out together. Figure it out. That's reassuring. Except my family might explode if they find out. Serena nodded. Agreed. Slowly, carefully. Like tiptoeing through a minefield in ballet slippers. Yes, ballet slippers. Because nothing says subtle like dancing over explosives. They shared a brief, conspiratorial smile. For a moment, the chaos of the engagement, the gossip, and the family drama faded. Serena felt a flicker of happiness, a rare sensation amid her panic-filled life. Happiness, fleeting, fragile, and possibly dangerous if Henry finds out. But I'll take it. Just then, Henry appeared around the corner, frowning. Serena. Lucas. What's going on here? Oh no. Universe, why today? Why now? Serena froze. Lucas glanced at her, and both knew they had to act fast. Act fast? I can barely act coherently when ordering coffee, let alone in a romantic scandal. The chapter ends with Serena and Lucas improvising a cover story, trying to prevent further disaster. while the tension between honesty, love, and family expectations escalates. By the next morning, the Wilcox mansion and Serena's own family home were buzzing with whispers, theories, and speculation. What began as a single thought accidentally broadcast at the engagement banquet had snowballed into a full-blown scandal. Scandal? Universe, this is worse than algebra panic attacks multiplied by 10. Serena sat at the breakfast table, spoon hovering over her cereal, as her father cleared his throat. Serena. Everyone at the banquet seems to be talking about. Well, your little incident. Incident. That's a word for public humiliation, right? Her mother chimed in, attempting diplomacy. Darling, it's just gossip. You know how people exaggerate. But perhaps it's time to clarify things. Clarify? Clarify. Universe, why must honesty lead to more chaos? Max, lounging on the arm of a chair, grinned. Clarify? Or maybe let them stew. Honestly, it's hilarious either way. Serena groaned inwardly. Hilarious. Right. My life is a sitcom, and everyone else gets the front row seat. Meanwhile, across town, word had reached Henry's friends and colleagues. At his office, murmurs and chuckles filled the room. Did you hear about Serena? One whispered. Apparently, she likes Lucas, not Henry. Great. Even strangers are in on this. Fame by accident. How exciting. Henry, predictably, was not amused. This is a disaster. Everyone thinks my fiancé is in love with my brother, he muttered, pacing. Yes, disaster. That's a consistent theme. At home, Serena's younger sister Lily tried to comfort her. Don't worry, Serena. They're just talking. And I think Lucas liking you back is awesome. Awesome? Maybe. Embarrassing? Absolutely. Emotional roller coaster? Definitely. Lucas, ever the calm one, had his own group of friends buzzing with the news. He shrugged when they asked for details. It's complicated. But yes, Serena likes me. And well, I like her. Complicated? That's an understatement that could power a small city. Back at the banquet hall, relatives were already speculating about how this would affect the wedding plans. Aunt Margaret had organized an emergency tea party to discuss damage control. Damage control. Translation: panic, gossip, and dramatics. My life is officially a soap opera. Serena spent the day dodging phone calls, whispers in hallways, and curious glances from neighbors. Each interaction seemed to magnify the original incident. Magnify? Universe, I thought we agreed on subtle chaos, not full-blown viral scandal. By evening, both families had begun plotting strategies. Henry's mother suggested extra engagement parties to smooth things over, while Serena's parents debated whether a family meeting was necessary. Meetings. Extra parties. Gossip. Drama. Chaos. Yep, that's my life now. Serena finally collapsed into her room, exhausted but secretly amused. Despite the scandal, one silver lining remained. Lucas had stayed by her side, offering quiet support amidst the chaos. Support. Amidst catastrophe. Small victories, universe, I'll take what I can get. Though the world around her had erupted into comedic panic, Serena felt a glimmer of hope. Perhaps, just perhaps, honesty, even messy, chaotic honesty, would lead to more meaningful connections than perfection ever could. Meaningful connections, or more scandal. Either way, it's better than pretending. And so, the rumors raged on, gossip flourished, and Serena's life became an unpredictable whirlwind. Funny, messy, and entirely hers to navigate. The morning sun streamed through the curtains, but Serena barely noticed. Her mind was a whirlwind of possibilities, panic, and one looming question. What would she do about her engagement? Step 1. Breathe. Step 2. Make a decision. Step 3. Avoid fainting or crying in front of everyone. Easy, right? Her parents sat across the breakfast table, looking unusually serious. Serena, her father began, we need to talk about last night and the engagement. Talk. About everything. Great. Universe, are you sure today is necessary? I know things got messy, Serena said slowly, trying to find the right words. And I need to be honest. Her mother nodded encouragingly. Honesty is the best path, darling. Even if it's complicated. Complicated. That's understatement level expert. Universe, thanks for your poetic touch. Serena took a deep breath. I can't marry Henry. I have feelings for Lucas. And it's not fair to him or anyone if I continue this engagement while hiding the truth. Say it. Say it loud. Even if it terrifies you. Even if it causes chaos. Her father leaned back, surprisingly calm. I see. That's very brave, Serena. It won't be easy, but at least you're being truthful. Truthful. Yep. Truthful and panicked. That's me in a nutshell. Meanwhile, Henry appeared in the doorway, flanked by Lucas. His expression was a mixture of shock, frustration, and cautious curiosity. Serena. Is that true? Yes, Serena said firmly, heart pounding. I can't lie to you or anyone else anymore. Firmly. Hopefully that translates to confident, and not completely panicked. Henry's face darkened. I understand. I guess this clears things up. Though I'll admit it's a shock. Lucas stepped forward, smiling gently at Serena. We'll figure this out. Together if you're willing. Together. That word makes my heart race. And yes, I'm panicking again. But this time, it's a good panic. The families watched in stunned silence. A few whispered in disbelief, others nodded thoughtfully. Aunt Margaret clutched her pearls, sighing dramatically. Dramatic sighs. Check. Gossip. Check. Chaos. Still somewhat intact. Universe, good job. Serena looked at Henry. I hope you understand. I never wanted to hurt you. Henry nodded slowly. I get it. Better now than later, I suppose. I'll adjust. Adjust. Hopefully. Universe, give me strength to survive family reactions. Lucas gently took Serena's hand. We'll take it slowly. Don't worry about the families. They'll adapt. Slowly. Adapt. Universe, you're making this sound easier than it feels. But I'll try. For the first time in days, Serena felt a wave of relief. Honesty had caused chaos, embarrassment, and gossip. But it had also brought clarity, mutual understanding, and the possibility of genuine happiness. Chaos, yes. But worth it. Every panicked, messy, hilariously public moment of it. And so, Serena chose honesty, choosing herself and her true feelings. The engagement was broken, but relationships were beginning to heal, and a new, more authentic chapter of life awaited her. Messy, chaotic, and full of laughter. The days following Serena's bold confession were a whirlwind of awkward dinners, whispered gossip, and curious glances. But gradually, the chaos began to settle, like flowers slowly settling after a kitchen explosion. Chaos, subsiding. Finally. I might even survive breakfast without embarrassment today. Her parents, once tense and anxious, now approached her with amused smiles. Well, her father said, it seems honesty really is the best policy. You survived, and so did everyone else. Survived? I think that's debatable, but sure. Let's go with that. Her mother added, and it seems Lucas genuinely cares for you. That's more than many young couples can say. Cares. He cares. My brain might explode from happiness if I think too long about this. Lucas, ever calm, appeared in the doorway. Morning. Serena. I brought coffee. Thought you might need it after the family circus yesterday. Coffee. Universe. Now you're rewarding me? My chaotic life finally has perks. Serena laughed, feeling the tension of the past week begin to fade. Thanks, Lucas. I think I'll need all the caffeine I can get to keep up with everything. Keep up? Universe, you mean survive without fainting in a public setting. But I'll take it. The families, slowly adjusting to the new reality, began treating Serena and Lucas with cautious acceptance. Henry, surprisingly, even offered a wry smile. I guess this works out. Better than expected. For both of you. Better than expected? Universe, you're really pushing the limits of my emotional stability. Even Aunt Margaret, notorious for dramatic overreactions, gave a tentative nod. Well, it's unconventional, but I suppose love is love. Just try to keep future events less catastrophic. Catastrophic? That's one way to describe my life. And apparently my love life now too. Serena and Lucas began to navigate their new relationship carefully, balancing secrecy with genuine affection. Each small moment of shared laughter or quiet understanding felt like a victory after the chaos of public scandals. Victory. Tiny, glorious victories. Universe, this is surprisingly pleasant. At the same time, Serena's inner voice, though still sarcastic and humorous, had softened. Well, genius, you survived chaos, confessed your feelings, and didn't completely implode. Not bad for a human disaster machine. Serena grinned. Not bad at all. And honestly, I feel happier than I ever thought possible. Happier, yes. Now, try to survive dinner with the extended family without fainting. She rolled her eyes, but laughed. Life wasn't perfect. Far from it. But for the first time, the messy, chaotic, and hilariously unpredictable aspects of her life were exactly where she wanted them. Real, honest, and shared with the people who mattered most. A few weeks later, the dust of scandal had settled, though not completely. Serena sat in the garden, sipping iced tea, while Lucas leaned back on the stone bench, reading a book. The two of them shared a quiet, comfortable companionship that hadn't been possible amidst the engagement chaos. Comfortable. Who knew surviving public humiliation could lead to this? Her parents passed by, smiling warmly. "We're proud of you, Serena," her mother said. "Honesty, even messy honesty, has a way of setting things right." Proud. Me. Universe, this is surreal. Max, never one to resist mischief, peeked from behind a tree. "Hey, Serena. Just checking if your inner thoughts are still leaking. Entertainment purposes only, of course." Inner thoughts? Max, don't even joke about that. I'm not responsible for last week's chaos. Even Aunt Margaret, now slightly more relaxed, appeared with a teacup. "Darling, I have to admit, the family gatherings are much more interesting with your candidness." Interesting. Another word for chaotic embarrassment. Universe, you're poetic today. Lucas chuckled. "I think it keeps life fun. And at least we're in this together." Together. Yes. Even amidst chaos, I'll take it. Serena leaned back, reflecting on the journey. From the engagement banquet debacle to confessing her feelings and surviving gossip, she had grown stronger, braver, and somehow more herself. Braver. Yes. Myself. Still occasionally panicking, but yes, myself. Universe, applause, please. She smiled at Lucas. "You know, I never thought a disastrous engagement and a public thought leak could be this liberating." Lucas grinned. "Chaos has its perks." Perks. That's one way to describe the total embarrassment, panic attacks, and family gossip. But sure, perks. Serena laughed, feeling lighter than she had in months. Life was unpredictable, messy, and filled with comedic disasters, but it was hers. Messy, chaotic, perfect. Perfectly imperfect, just like me. As the sun set, casting a golden glow over the garden, Serena realized that honesty, though terrifying and often hilarious, had brought her freedom, love, and laughter. She could finally embrace herself, and her life, with all its absurdity. Freedom, love, laughter, and maybe a little more chaos tomorrow. But I'm ready. With that, Serena and Lucas walked back toward the mansion, hand in hand, ready to face the world. Together, honestly, and with a sense of humor. Chaos? Bring it on. Universe, we've got this. And so ended the comedic, heartfelt, and utterly chaotic journey of Serena, who learned that life was best lived messy, honest, and with laughter echoing above every panic-stricken thought. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more original novel stories. And stay tuned, our next story is coming soon.